Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step instructions on how you can set up your LinkedIn for beginners, especially for those who want to raise money. Because if you want to raise money from investors, you have to master LinkedIn. It's required. If there's any social media network where you want to be taken seriously in the investment world, it's LinkedIn. So we're going to show you how to set up LinkedIn for beginners so that you can get your profile investor ready, number one. Number two, you can also get your LinkedIn profile up and going for researching for potential investors. And then number three, you could actually use the premium features if you like, and I'll show you the basics how the premium features work. So when you go to LinkedIn, you're going to see your page right here, and you can see the screen right now. And as you look at the LinkedIn, really it's a page that shows you how to, it just shows information about you. If you want to set up your LinkedIn just for beginners, you can just see like these buttons here. The edit button, you can edit the background. And I recommend hiring somebody from like Fiverr.com or somebody to make a nice profile. It's really cheap. It's like 20 bucks to get a nice banner. And I recommend hiring a professional photographer to get you a picture with you in at least a suit and a shirt, at least. Suit and tie is even better, but at least a suit and a shirt with a clear background. It could either be black or white, depending on whether you're more of depend on a brand that you want to portray. The next thing you want to do is, when it comes to this part, the main headline, this is the most important part of your profile besides the banner, because this is what everyone will see. You want to make sure if you want to edit that, you can go here, you can edit your first name and your last name. You can do an audio recording of a pronunciation of your name, but you can actually use it to do a sales message instead. That's what I've done. And in order to use the audio recording, you actually have to use the LinkedIn mobile app. I would recommend getting the mobile app for a variety of reasons, including focus, but you can get the LinkedIn mobile app if you choose. So, you can use a custom pronoun, like if you don't identify as the normal pronoun and everything. So you can choose that. I just use it for marketing. And you want to select all LinkedIn members if you choose to. So the headline is the single most important piece of text besides your name and your LinkedIn profile. What I recommend is, I'm going to show you an example from our portal, but you want to make sure that your headline talks about the problem that you're solving for the investor group. For example, I help doctors passively get passive income from real estate without risking their own effort or time. Saying a value statement like that is usually really productive. Or I can just show you an example. So here's a few example LinkedIn profiles that we like seeing. So this one is a really good one, and credit to the person with his profile. So it's like showing, so you can do showing professionals who are tired of trading time for dollars how to build wealth. This is talking about the problems that you're solving for the investors. Another one you can use is, so here's just more information. Another one you can use, I help investors get financial freedom by using whatever method. Those are good examples of headlines. Here's a third one. I help X type of person, in this case doctors, passively invest to buy back their time and enjoy medicine. These are different ways of doing it. The one I recommend is, like, for example, if you're trying to raise money from doctors, like say, I help doctors get passive income without risking their time and effort, just something like that. And then you can really sell the idea. And then your position is really where you work. The industry, you can say the industry, I recommend finance and so on, so that you show on the search engines. And the education, you can add in all your universities and everything here. I recommend that you just try to take, if you want to raise money, take the FINRA exams. They look really good. You want to put the country, the postal code, obviously, and then the city will pop up here as well. You can do a link. If you have a premium profile, which I recommend getting, I recommend not having none. I recommend doing at least a link or a premium custom button. You can say whatever call to action, for example, book a call. And I recommend this to go to whatever software you use to book a call. That's it with that. And then you have that set up there. Now you can go to add profile section if you want, and you can see all the different sections of your LinkedIn profile that you can edit. You can actually edit, the core. There's the add education piece where you can add information to the education. There's the add position, add a career break, add skills. So it's pretty self-explanatory. And you want to do these ones first. Position is just where you worked at, what company, type in the name of the company, ideally your company. You can search any company in the world and then add the type of employment, the company name, the location, etc. If this is a company that you're using to sell deals to investors, you just want to talk about the benefit that the company does to the person who's reading it, rather than just saying what it is. So because LinkedIn, you don't have to use it like you want to get a job, for your private equity deals. And that's what a lot of people use it for. For example, a nice example is, it's talking about the benefit to the investor. Another one is, you can use your experience and just sell the idea to whoever you're targeting. With that being said, what you can do, you edit all those sections, and if you click on recommended, you can see add featured. So what some people do, it's in the featured section, they can add specific links to the profile that they want. For example, here you can see different links of different people that are case studies. You can actually go here and click plus, and you can add a link, and then you can add links to different case studies as well if you want. If you go to here, and then you look at any link that you want. In your case, it could be case studies. So I want to add this one, and I can just go here, click plus, and then add the case study. If you deal with investors, or you deal with people, or you have past deals that you've closed with returns, you can even put them here. And you can just click on this button to move things around. So you click here and you move everything around here. All right. So another thing you can do, add profile section, recommended, licenses and certifications. These are the licenses that you have if you legally need a license to do law, or to build, or to do real estate, or to do HVAC, or to do anything. You can add your licenses here. For example, I have a credential for dealing in securities, and so I have that there. Another one is add projects. Different projects, you can add anything. Some people add case studies or customers that they worked with as well. If you take a new course, or you take any course that needs a registration, you can add it here as well. Recommendations. And additional is not really super important, but you can look at that as well and add as well. So that's pretty much the profile. It's pretty straightforward. And then the last thing is, like, underneath each piece of experience, well, I guess there are two things. One is that there's the about section. This is about you. And looking at some example profiles, if you're in the business of selling deals to investors, you can just add something that talks to your target market. And then at the end has a call to action. Here you can call out the audience and then feed the benefit. And then the last thing is call to action. That's what I do. It's like I call out the audience, we talk about the benefit, and then we have the action. Talk about the investors you want, talk about the benefit, have the action. So we have that. And then the last thing is that for the companies, each company experience, you can add your own information on it. So when you click here, you can go here and then add the specific descriptions and everything based on the company you work with. And obviously, as I said earlier, you can always add the experience. You can add the experience in a way that doesn't just blatantly talk about the company. You can talk about the benefits of working with the company. When you do that, that's pretty much setting up your profile. Last thing is that you can also look at education. And if you don't want to see the year of graduation, you can redact it as well. And so that's not a problem either. And so that's part one. Part two, we're going to go into more searching for people. So if you want to search for people on LinkedIn, it's very easy. I'll show you some tricks on how to do it, both if you don't have a subscription to LinkedIn Premium. But let's say that you're looking for real estate investors, real estate and investor. So I just typed in real estate and investor, and whoops, it says it's their fault. They're looking into it. Just a little glitch on LinkedIn side. So hopefully that's fixed. Okay, now it's fixed. When you search for connections, one thing that you can do a lot of posts on LinkedIn, but another thing you can do is make a lot of submissions to submit posts on LinkedIn, or you can just search for people who you want to search for. So when you use the quotations, it's verbatim. When you use an and, it's an and. It's pretty straightforward. So this is searching for people that have real estate verbatim in their LinkedIn profile, all written out like this, and investor in their profile. If they have investor and they don't have real estate, we don't see them. So this searches the whole of LinkedIn, all of its 1 billion users for that. But it's limited. We only have the ability to search for people that are like second-degree connections or better. Second-degree connection is a connection to somebody who you're not connected with, but you and them have a mutual connection. It's like friends on Facebook, except you're not a friend, but you have a mutual friend. So you're only able to connect with secondary connections unless you pay for premium. What we do, we search for second-degree connections by clicking second. What we do from there, we can click on all filters, and we can see all the filters. If you're in LinkedIn Premium, we have more things you can do, but usually you just have like the basics. Like let's say I want to target people in California. This is probably a good start. Like it's very basic, but you can target people like this, and you can search them up. And then when you find somebody and you want to connect with them, you just click on their name, connect, add notes, say, hi, Aisha, I saw that you're in the West. So here's a message. So the person will get a message asking them to connect with me. And when they get the message, they see my profile and then they can make a connection. Pretty straightforward. There's a limit. You can only do 10 a day, about 10 to 20 a day. I can't really remember. But this is pretty decent, but there's sort of a limit. I'll show you what the limits are, but there's some better ways of reaching out to people that fit your criteria if you get LinkedIn Premium. So LinkedIn Sales Navigator or LinkedIn Premium, really the one you want to get is called LinkedIn Sales Navigator Core. So that's the one you want to get. Because here's how it looks like. And if you search real estate, investor, you have more ways of searching. And investor, you have more things that you can find. So you click on search, and don't be overwhelmed by LinkedIn Sales Navigator. 99% of the time, you just have to focus on search. Search real estate, search whatever you want, but in this case, real estate and investor. And I'm going to target the same demographic. So we're going to say California. And let's say, and the beauty of this is that you can target and you can exclude. So let's say you want to target California, but want to exclude like Compton. So you can say Compton and exclude, and you can exclude Compton from the list as well. And when you're here, there's a special thing that you can search as well. So you can also search, if you click on all filters, you can search for activity. And if they've posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days, they're way more likely to respond to you. You will get a lot more bookings with people who are recently active on LinkedIn. Another thing you can do is, if they change jobs in the last 90 days, because it shows that something has changed with them. And maybe they recently became that title. And you get a lot of people that are active that way as well. Once you do that, you can go on, and same thing, to reach out to somebody, you just click on the button and then you can send an email message. So the email message is really just, it's kind of like an email. It's like they give you like, I think like 100 or something a month based on the plan you get. And you can send a request to somebody. So some people have something called open profiles, and open profiles are people that can get messages from anyone, anytime, anywhere on LinkedIn. But there's some people that don't have open profiles. Those people use up the email credits that you have, and the email credits are credits that limit the amount of messages you can send to people who you don't have a connection with. This one is free, for example, so it won't cost anything, but this one, let's see right here, it will cost something because she doesn't have an open profile. So I'll say Kim. Hi Kim, I saw that. Yeah, so that's how you just handle it on Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator also allows you to see like other information, like sometimes you can see the phone number, but like you can get the email and some other information as well. And it's pretty good for that. So that's why Sales Navigator is pretty good. And it allows you to filter, like as I discussed earlier, this right here. And that's pretty much, that's just a quick rundown of everything. But overall, like if you want to do outreach, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is amazing for it. There are different tools and I can't even discuss them. But if you want to go to raise.com/LinkedIn tool, we'll give you a proprietary tool that allows you to do much more. But yeah, this already does a lot, and it will allow you to really get going in terms of reaching out to potential investors or setting up your LinkedIn. And the last thing is just a quick bonus. You can always you can always do posts on LinkedIn. And I recommend when you go on your newsfeed, I actually recommend using Google Chrome extension called Newsfeed Eradicator. This is for a browser called Google Chrome, and it just blocks the newsfeed, so it blocks distractions, and I really recommend it. Another thing you can do is, I believe it lets you draft with AI. Yeah, I've never really done this before, but I'm not really that interested in this when I can just use ChatGPT, and you can create a poll. Anything that's controversial and strikes attention, you can do it. And anyone that replies to you, just reach out to them. And then that's like a really good way, or hire somebody to reach out to them. And then that's what we do, because I have my team that posts here, and then anyone that reacts or that votes on something we do, we just reach out to them. Like for example, all these people, and it just posts content. The more content you post, the more people see you. And then when people see you, you can just send them a message and ask them about, it's the first touch point. But with this, that's a lot of information already. So make sure that you play around with LinkedIn. It's amazing if you want to raise capital, and if you're just somebody in general in the investment world, you have to master LinkedIn. It's where everybody who has money is to invest. So with this, make sure that you subscribe to get entered in our giveaway, and we'll see you in the next one.